One thing that Doug Carter said that I definitely believe is that this case is complex with tentacles, many tentacles, such as Jerry Holman, the guy who said that he didn't know if the Purdue professor could ever be found or if the Purdue professor was even male or female. He also said that Liberty's mom didn't deserve to know what was going on with her daughter's case because of information he received from Mike and Becky Patty. So, is that how we do investigations? Somebody says something and we just say, oh, okay, well, that's the truth then. I guess it is. I guess that must be a pretty good investigation because now he's promoted to police lieutenant and he will assume the position of Area 1 Investigative Commander. So, an investigative role sounds perfect for him. Then we have the first judge, Judge Diener, who recused himself right away. And he said the public's bloodlust for information before it exists, shouldn't it exist before anyone's arrested, is extremely dangerous. Dangerous to who? ISP? Then he sealed everything, saying all public information will be available the second it exists. There we go, exists again. So he recused himself because he was afraid of some YouTubers. You know, I have known a few judges. I mean, not like we hang out on Friday night or anything, but I have been acquainted with them. And they're used to getting threats. Real threats, not YouTuber threats, real threats. Not saying YouTuber threats can't be real, they can. But they're used to getting threats. So, yeah, I think Judge Diener knows more of what's going on. And I think what's going on is not anything he wants to be a part of. And then Judge Diener deferred to Judge Gull. Now, Judge Gull served as a judge in the Allen County Superior Court since 1997. She was a finalist for the State Supreme Court in 2012 and one of 5 judges in the whole state that led a case with cameras in the courtroom. She was just promoted to chief judge in January of 2024. She appears to be much more competent on paper than in real life. She's got too much experience to be acting as incompetent as she's acting, in my humble opinion. Then there's Jay Abbott. He's a retired FBI agent in charge of the FBI's Indianapolis field office. He was the one of 2 FBI investigators who made false statements and omitted important information in a 2017 report, then lied to an inspector general investigator looking into the report and providing materially false statements during interviews. Mr. Abbott also violated ethics guidelines while negotiating for a job with the U.S. Olympic and Paralympics Committee during the investigation. This investigation was the one into Larry Nassar. He caused that investigation to languish for more than a year. Nassar molested at least 120 more women and children during that time. Mr. J. Abbott, FBI agent in charge of the FBI's field office, who is now retired, said Doug Carter is a good friend and a great colleague during that time and continues to be a good friend. Let us be known by the company we keep. And speaking of Doug Carter, he tells new recruits, don't ever, ever bring discredit to this profession or to this agency, in his speech to new cops. Then when he goes through the lines, he shakes their hands one by one and tells them, don't ever bring discredit to those. Then to the group, I'm supposing he clarifies when he says, don't ever bring any discredit to the ISPs. And understand the value of what those mean. I'm guessing he means the badges. Because he goes on to say, they're not yours, they're ours. And in the middle of the night, when you have the opportunity to not do the right thing, when you look in that rearview mirror in the shadow of your vehicle window, I hope you'll always make the right decision because you know what it is. Doug Carter, the Riddler. He loves speaking in riddles. I would think he would want no discredit to come to the people that they serve, not the Indiana State Police, because sometimes doing the right thing entails bringing discredit. Please unriddle your words, Mr. Carter. And those words, as riddled as they are always chosen very carefully. He's careful to convey the meanings he wants to convey to his circle, because certainly no one else is going to easily understand those riddled words. Like the speech he gave when they first arrested Richard Allen. He said he wanted there to be no ambiguity. Then he continued on in an ambiguous fashion. Mr. Carter, speaking frankly and plainly, will not bring discredit to the people you serve, but riddles may. Then he continues on in his speech to say that people are scared, and he mentions various reasons, including the unknown, like riddles. And it's their job to reach out to them, meaning it's police's job to reach out to the citizens, I'm thinking. Then he goes on to say, in these most difficult times, and reach out to them like never before, and death that we know is coming. What the heck does that even mean? And death that we know is coming, reach out to them like never before. What? And it's at this point I'm wondering if he's having a stroke, because he carries on and says, law enforcement does not have the legal authority to stop vehicles or people. That, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. That's their job. Doug Carter seems to love wordplay, but there's wordplay and then there's word salad and word nonsense. So I am really thinking these tentacles go further and longer, higher than I first thought they did. I believe there's way more involvement than what I've even mentioned here. I want to get into some more of it, but not tonight. So thanks for stopping by and listening to my video, and I'll see you at the next one.